Hey everybody, it's Chris Mahan with another Parenting Car Talk video. I apologize for the sun. It's about 5:17 here in Florida. The sun is just beating down, so hope that's not too distracting. Anyway, I haven't done a video in a while. I wanted to do one concerning something that's been a problem for quite a while, many years actually, but in recent weeks it has now become evident nationwide. And this is the fact that our young adults today do not know how to handle stress and problems. We saw it November 8th with the result of the presidential election. And by the 9th, November 9th, we were hearing stories of college professors allowing young adults at major universities to postpone tests, and we had things like cry-ins and emotion dogs and coloring books and Play-Doh and other coping mechanisms that these young adults needed because of the outcome of the election. Now, I don't have a problem with them being upset. I don't have a problem with them protesting. Hey, that's what America's all about. The problem I have is that these young adults, these are college-age young adults. These are not children. These are not high school kids. These are college-age young adults at some of our nation's finest universities, from Yale, Cornell, Purdue, George Mason, Hofstra, even U of M, which I'm not a U of M fan. I'm a Michigan State fan, so it's hard for me to say that word, U of M, those two words. But the fact is, these are major universities, and they are placating to the very problem that has been happening for probably 25 or more years with our young people. And that is, if they don't get their way or they don't like something, they are able to basically throw a fit and people give in to them. Now, what bothers me is, from an employment standpoint, employers are not going to say, oh, you've had a bad day, you go have a safe space, go have a crying room, go have some Play-Doh. Hey, we know that big meeting is due or that project is due, and you've had a bad day because of something that happened in the world. Don't worry about it. Postpone it. Put it off. It's no big deal. We understand. This is not going to happen in the world. So now you have young adults at major universities. Major universities are setting the tone that, for a better word, lesser universities or colleges around the country that are smaller, maybe not quite as prominent or prestigious as a Yale or a U of M or a Purdue or a George Mason, are going to say, well, hey, if it's okay at those major universities, it's okay here too. And now we're even seeing it in the high schools. There's been a couple high schools around the country that have allowed their schools to let the students walk out. This is not helping our young people at all. They have to learn that just because something doesn't go your way doesn't mean that you're just going to not be accountable for your obligations, whether it's an exam or staying in school, or one day working for an employer that says, hey, sorry that this election didn't go your way, sorry that this didn't go your way. They're not going to simply allow these kids to not do what they're supposed to do. And I'm sorry, if you're at a major university and you're trying to get a degree, a law degree or an engineering degree or some other high-end degree at a major university, why else would you go to Yale or Cornell? How do you expect the world to treat you? How do you expect an employer, wow, that's really bright, a future employer, to just give in to you? It's not going to happen. And this is the problem that we have created. The schools did not create this problem, okay? And much to a lot of the media hype, when they say, oh, these are snowflakes, or these are this, or the millennials, or yada yada. I've seen so many videos now. There was one video, it's going around Facebook, sponsor a millennial. It's a very tongue-in-cheek kind of play on, sponsoring a child in Africa, but now sponsor a millennial. I've seen many videos on people talking about, these young people are snowflakes and things like that. This is a very condescending labeling of this population. Are they a little different than populations in the past? Yes and no. Each generation's had their own issues to deal with. This one, however, has been allowed and enabled since day one to get that trophy, get that participation ribbon, make their way through whatever they want to make their way through without any real consequences. Now, as young adults, they cannot handle the world. This is not their fault. Here's the thing. It is not their fault. Yeah, I'm going to say it. It is the fault of their parents. It is the fault of the elementary schools. It is the fault of the, sports leagues that give everybody a trophy for showing up. This is the fault of the schools that give kids that are failing, they put them on honor roll. This is the fault of the media and even the medical community, say that every kid that has an issue has a mental illness and they put him on a pill. This is not this generation's fault. We, the older adults, have enabled and allowed and given all of this stuff. We've created this self-entitlement mentality. We have given it to them for many years that they don't know any other way. Now that it's a pain in the butt or it's embarrassing, now we're going to point the finger at them. Completely wrong. And you can get mad at me if you want to, but it's a fact. If you're a parent to one of these young people and they don't know how to handle the world, the only person you can blame, the only person is you. Okay? It's not the schools. It's not the media. Those are all outside forces that may have a hand in it, but ultimately, as the parent, it's your responsibility to develop your young person to be a self-sufficient, understanding, coping, emotionally strong young adult. That's it. So now we're seeing it on a national level, a grand scale of just how deep this problem goes. And quite frankly, I think it scares a lot of people because these young people are going to be our parents one day, our leaders one day, our business owners one day, our military one day. These are the people that are going to be caring for the rest of us as we get older in this country. I think that's a scary fact right there in itself. But again, we don't have anybody but to blame but ourselves. We, the older adults, the baby boomers, the 45, 49, 55-year-olds that have these young people are the problem. Because it was easier to give them the candy. It was easier to give them the car. It was easier to swoop in and be that helicopter parent or that soccer mom or that overbearing father when the grades didn't come in that they wanted, so they go to the school and threaten a lawsuit. That's what was easy. Now it's not so easy. Now it's not so easy. So the problem is not of the youth. It is the problem of the parents. We do not have parental leadership in this country. We have not had it for decades. Multiple decades. Going as far back as, I want to say, the 70s. When the divorce boom took off, we have not had true parental leadership. And I'm not talking, beat them over the head with a belt. That's not what I'm talking about. That's abuse and that's punishment. That's what I'm saying. We have not developed our young people for decades at all. We wait until they're in the military. We wait until they're in the workforce. We wait until they're in college. Say, oh, we're going to develop young soldiers. We're going to develop young business people. Why do we wait until they're 19, 20, 25 years old? That's stupid. It doesn't work. Development should start early so that when they are at Yale and you're spending Lord knows how much money, they can handle some adversity. Because right now they don't. All right, that's my take on it. You can comment here on YouTube or you can send me an email. I'd love to know what you think at leadyourteen@gmail.com. Again, it's leadyourteen@gmail.com. Everybody have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and start thinking a little bit differently about how you are developing your young person. Take care.